time for GBD's Wombat's Fortnightly News.
Woohoo. Fortnite, that season's coming to an end.
Oh my God, I can't believe it's coming to an end.
The season is going to end in like 10 days.
The next thing you're going to tell me is there's another season following
There's going to be another season, I guess, in 11 days if the other season ends in 10. I'm very excited. I need a new season of Fortnite. This season feels like it's been a little longer than it should have been. They did do a good job with it. I'm ready for the new. I'm ready for the newness.
Did you get Naomi Osaka?
I did not. Did you?
No. I don't play that game.
So?
Why didn't you get her? What, are you racist?
Yes.
Okay. At least you admit it. Fair enough. All right. You're off the hook then.
Thank you.
Somebody else order her to make up the gap.
Yeah, don't forget to use creator code Wombat5277. Don't roll your eyes at me.
What else is going on?
What's next?
You tell me.
Did you know that the PlayStation is doomed and won't exist in a decade?
According to Michael Pachter, he was on a podcast.
Yep.
I listened to it because I wanted to hear what he had to say. That's a pretty
bombastic statement.
That's a great word to describe it. So I was like, shit, I have to get the context of this.
Right. There needs some context around this. What's the context?
Right.
What's the context?
Because even when the article's posted, they don't give any context. Because it's a conversation. It's hard to give context.
Of course.
But, I mean, he really thinks that the context is that Xbox has such a huge advantage when it comes to Game Pass and the quality and quantity of games that are on Game Pass and the quantity of current Game Pass subscribers. It's just so high. And that's even before these huge acquisitions of Bethesda and Activision. And when you combine those two things, it's just, there's like nothing left for Sony to really, companies left for them to acquire or games for them to make that can compete with basically the value of Game Pass and the fact that it's going to be available to be played like on any device.
Seems like a bad take.
I mean, he's not saying that there's not going to be like a PlayStation brand, but what he's saying is it's not going to be the dominant brand as it is today.
As we know it is the key part of
right.
it. I think PlayStation's going to evolve as well and become their own identity.
But so will
I think
the
it's
Xbox.
easy to see this as we're in the Western market, right? Like
Yes.
Xbox has more sway in this market than the rest of the world, right?
He brings that up.
I'm sure he does. He's a very intelligent guy. Xbox doesn't compete well in the Eastern market against Sony.
Right.
And that may never change as long as Sony has their internal properties that they currently have.
Right. I think he wasn't saying that there's not going to be a PlayStation or that they're going out of business or anything like that.
Are you saying that?
Yeah, yes. Please tune in, everybody. Come on. No, but he's saying that, now PlayStation is known as the market leader, and it's so much so that they never really react to what's going on in the market, because no matter what it is, it's like, just like you say, Ship, it
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter in a lot of parts of the country, in the world rather, but now like bigger parts of the world, the parts with more population, the parts that generate more revenue, those parts are shifting. And can be shifted further by services like Game Pass when you have the entire Call of Duty franchise available on it.
I can see revenue-wise where the Microsoft model has a lot more revenue coming in right now. Whether that generates to more profits or not, don't really know. I don't know all the details behind what all they're dishing out to do Game Pass in the first place, right? Like, what are their margins there?
But I think he's saying it's not just that, it's that the side effect of all these properties now being on Game Pass, Bethesda properties, every Activision property, that the whole brand of Xbox will just grow to be more than it is now. It's just
it's a totally different business model, right? Like,
yes, but
Sony's out here getting $70 a pop for Gran Turismo.
right.
Microsoft's getting nothing for like on a game basis for like Forza, right? Like
In Packer's opinion, the Microsoft model is the model. And so that's why he said that. So that's the context of it.
Yeah, it makes sense. You either think one model's the correct way or the other, right? Like,
yeah.
And only time will tell.
Meanwhile, it was an interesting podcast. It was called where's my mouth? RDX, I think. Podcast.
CAGcast.
It's called the CAGcast.
Are we promoting the CAGcast even in other podcasts that we're not have nothing to do with?
I only heard about the CAGcast because there was a flyer at my local ping pong club.
No, at the Orange Theory.
Wait, the flyers aren't in both places?
I haven't picked up the flyers yet. They're nowhere. They're at the FedEx shop and wait. The Real Deal X podcast. Meanwhile, they have like so many more viewers than we do on YouTube, but it's just it's like their voices.
You give them flyers.
I know, exactly. It's just their voices, and they just play videos. And I don't think the videos even have anything to do with what they're talking about. It's just like gameplay videos. It was very weird, but meanwhile, people seem to like that better than this. And they have a guy. They have a guy. Maybe you even listened to Stern back then, Wombat. Do you remember Dominic Barbara, the bloated attorney? He's a famous Long Island attorney who was like a celebrity attorney. He got arrested a lot recently. He was like a celebrity attorney. Anyway, he talks like he's got fat coming out of his mouth, basically. And they have a guy on there who I thought it was him, actually. I don't know if he's still alive anymore. Anyway, they got Pachter on and to say some wild shit. It was good. It was entertaining, and I thought that Pachter did a good job of explaining why he thought that. I don't know if he's right, but he had reasons.
Hey, at least he had reasons.
What else we got?
Scotch did he have?
Probably a lot. He's probably not doing a show like that without some alcohols.
Did you get was it Itchio? Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so.
Did you get the Itchio bundle?
I clicked through because I saw Ad Video Game Deals tweeted it out, and it was like too many games. I don't know what to do with all those keys.
But
it was intimidating.
The money goes to Ukraine relief.
I just donated money instead to save the children.
But you could have gotten some games too. You never know.
It's too much responsibility. I don't know what to do with all that.
Just a little extra donation.
I'll just give more money to the.
We made our donation to. We made our donation to a bakery that if you bought Hamantaschens for Purim, they donate all the money to Ukraine, and I get Hamantaschens. I like that trade.
I'm on a diet.
So am I, but
there's no Hamantasch. I'm trying not to eat any snacks after dinner. That's the diet.
I don't eat any snacks at all. I don't eat sugar during the week. I only eat sugar on Sundays.
When did that start?
That started 2 weeks ago.
Sounded like something that was more ongoing than that, the way you phrased it.
Nope, it's been 2 weeks.
How's that going?
It sucks.
But I'm doing it. Is it working?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's too soon to tell, to be honest. But I sent you one of my lunches that I've been eating. Lots of rice cakes.
That's not a sustainable lunch, Wombat. You can't have a 260 calorie lunch though, because that's not enough to move that machine. You need to do the math on the calories because
I'm doing okay. It's been 2 weeks.
But you wind up eating more when you have a lunch like that. You can't. It's hard to not snack, right? If you have only a 250 calorie lunch.
The trick is having like healthy snacks around. That's what it is. It's not just the lunch,
right? But
it's the healthy snacks around.
Don't you think it's easy?
I like blackberries a lot. That's been a good fun snack.
Not for your teeth. It's not.
Huh?
Not for your teeth. Doesn't it get all stuck in your area?
That's okay. I'm good.
Oh, I'm too old for that.
And like those not rice cakes, but they're like little rice tubes. I like those.
Wait, rice tubes? That doesn't sound right.
Rice tubes. They're like rice those? Cakes. They're rice cakes, but cylinder shaped.
Are they like combos?
They're not. No, they're big. They look like the thing that Superman throws into the water to make his house in the first Superman movie.
Oh,
but they're made out of rice.
Sounds fun.
Uh-huh.
You just make a mess if you throw one of those.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why I just throw them in my mouth.
Right. All right. What else we got here?
Did you order a Steamdeck?
No, I don't need that. It's just
Well, it wouldn't show up until October anyway.
Well, unless I ordered it earlier.
Yeah.
I have a computer right here and I don't go anywhere.
Mhm.
Who is that for exactly? Besides people who just have an extra like $700 or whatever. No, it doesn't cost that much,
Shipwreck.
does it?
It's for Shipwreck to play in the cabin.
Well, that's the people who have an extra $700 category.
Yeah.
Besides that, though. Like, is anybody? Do you think anybody's buying this
Excuse me.
who doesn't have a gaming PC, a capable gaming PC already? Like, I'm trying to figure out like the market.
I don't know. It's not for me.
It could
I
be
don't
for you,
care.
maybe. If you
But I
wanted to
don't
play
care.
PC games, you don't care enough because you have a console and there's a lot of games on there, especially with
Yeah.
Game Pass.
It's very rare that there's a PC only game that I'm like, oh man, I wish I could play that PC only game.
Can you not play Game Pass on Steam Deck?
I don't know. I guess you
think
could.
there's there might be a workaround for it, but I honestly don't.
It probably has a browser or something. I don't know. I'm sure there's a way. I don't want to talk about something that I don't know much about. I just know
Yeah,
that
I don't
it's-
either. Yeah.
Why
It's
not?
for-
Let's talk Steam Deck.
Never
What are
stopped
your
us
favorite
before.
features? Yeah,
I heard there are drift issues with the
they
sticks.
they fixed that.
How do you fix a hardware issue?
wasn't.
It wasn't a hardware issue. It was a
Oh.
firmware issue.
Oh, there you go. Well, that answers my question. Don't I feel silly now?
Yeah.
No, I'm here to answer all your Steam Deck questions.
I appreciate
Don't
it.
ask me anything else about Steam Deck other than it
Can I
had.
use Excel on it?
Ooh,
That would be not a good experience. Not at all.
Maybe.
Yeah. Look, people who enjoy. They should enjoy their Steam Deck.
it's
I
a
don't
fun
want.
little thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Why not? If,
Does it
if
have
you want to have a fun
Netflix?
little thing, go for it.
Does it have Netflix?
You don't have enough devices with Netflix on
Do
it.
I have to put in a special disc to play Netflix on my Steam Deck?
I don't think you want to use. This is not a good Netflix device. It's big. It's big and heavy.
According to
It's twice as
classic
heavy as the Switch.
filmmakers, you should be watching all movies on as large a device as possible.
According to who?
Famous movie directors.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, watch a movie on as big a screen as possible.
No, but that's not a Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck does it have a bigger screen than?
That's not as big a screen as possible. That's bigger than
Is it bigger than a Switch?
I don't know. The machine is definitely bigger than a Switch. I don't know if the
It-
screen is, but the machine is.
Is it bigger than a bread box?
It's fucking big, dude. It's
Why
twice
am I
as heavy
looking at-
as the Switch.
Why am I looking at a chair? Oh, I see. We're looking
What
at
are we
the
looking
screen.
at? The big
You
screen.
got a big screen.
Whatever. You got to upgrade that projector anyway.
Which
you should be
one?
ashamed of that projector.
Which
What is
one?
that? Like 720p?
I have a 4K one and a 1080p one.
Oh, on that thing? On the big screen?
Yeah, they're up here around somewhere.
You have
the
two
1080p
projectors on the
one.
screen?
Yeah, and
On the
there's
wall? What are you doing with
There's
two?
the 4K.
What's the deal with two projectors?
The one's a short throw 1080p,
Okay. And when you use
and
that,
that's the backup.
you have a
and-
backup projector.
Yeah,
Well, I think it's because he had that one already, and then
Correct.
he upgraded. And instead of just pulling the other one off the ceiling,
But why
and
not just
fixing a
replace
hole in
that?
the
It's no, it's on
ceiling?
a mount. Why don't you just why didn't you replace it?
because the 4K one is not a short throw one. They have
Oh,
different throws. So
the 4K is behind the
this
other one.
this one is behind there because it has a longer
Oh.
throw. This one has a short throw.
What is like? Does it have a HDR and shit, or like what's the story
Yeah,
with that? But like
it
the
does.
good HDR or like
It has the
sketchy one, HDR10 or whatever. No, that's the good one.
Yeah, it's got the mediocre HDR.
All right.
I actually think the 1080p one is a great 1080p projector.
Uh huh.
They're both BenQ projectors. The 1080p
You're
one is great. The 4K one it's good, but it's not as amazing as what the 1080 like comparably.
Right.
Like it's got better
It's
picture.
It's not a big.
obviously,
It's
but,
not a
like,
huge step up, is what you're saying.
I'm saying for 1080p, like the 1080p one was comparable to a big 1080p TV.
Don't they make a
The
good?
4K projector
right.
that I have,
Yeah.
it's not as sharp as
Right.
what a 4K TV.
Well, why don't you get one of those? Don't they make one of those or no?
A 4K TV?
No, a good better 4K projector.
That I may at some point. I'm gonna roll with this one for a little while.
I noticed that shit. Like my HDR wasn't on for some reason when I was playing Apex Legends earlier, and I was like, "What the fuck's going on? What is this? This is unplayable." I had to restart the game.
To be quite honest, I'm very forgiving of all kinds of resolutions. My eyes just adjust to it and I just go with it, right?
I don't like it.
Now, every now and again, I see Fortnite on the TV in Elliot's room, which is a
Yes.
720p TV,
And you
and I'm
laugh.
like, I couldn't. I'm like, I couldn't even play that.
Wait a minute. Speaking
Same
of
game, I
that,
couldn't even play it.
have you noticed that like a lot of the content on HBO Max used to be they put out a lot of 4K shit, and now like none of
If it's something that's theatrical, a theatrical release still, or like a straight to HBO Max kind of thing,
yeah,
they'll show that in 4K. But if it's in HBO Premiere, like it's going to be on the HBO TV channel also,
right.
then it's going to be in regular HD.
Like I watched The Gilded Age, and
Yeah,
that's not in 4K. Like, what the fuck are they doing?
because it's also on HBO.
The fuck are they do? Like, they literally built a fucking town, like to simulate Manhattan in Bethpage,
yeah.
an old Bethpage, and like you didn't just. I guess it's just more expensive to do that and do it all in 4K. They want to save some money.
I don't know. The NFL isn't even in 4K.
Yeah, it costs more money. They don't want to spend. They're cheap, or they don't have the network capacity.
I always find it interesting though, because there are movies like what's that movie that I saw? Free Guy was on HBO Max and Disney Plus
right
the same week, but on Disney Plus it was in 4K.
Yeah, what the fuck,
and on
HBO Max? Exactly. That's exactly my point. I feel like HBO Max is cheaping out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and they stopped trying a little bit. I feel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like it. 4K. Don't. You can't stop. You can't make everything in 4K and then just stop.
You should write them a letter.
It's cheating. We all bought these TVs. Don't fuck with us.
Letter writing campaign.
I'm not going to write any letters.
Just need a 1080p TV right there next to it
to make me feel better.
Yeah, just swap. No, it's that way you can watch your 1080p content.
Oh,
your 1080p.
No,
TV.
no, that's not the point. That's not the point. I want all the goodies.